जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहार गोपीजनवल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहार गोपीजनवल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। यशोदानंदन व्रज जनार्दन यमुनातिरवनचारि। यशोदानंदन व्रज जनार्दन यमुनातिरवनचारि। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। गोपी जन वल्लभ जय गिरिवरधारी। जय जय गिरिवरधारी। प्रिय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन यमुनातीरावनचारि। यमुनातीरावनचारि। राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन यमुनातीरावनचारि। यमुनातीरावनचारि। राधा माधव श्री राधा माधव कुंज विहारी। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जय राधा माधव राधे राधे। जय जगन्नाथ जय बलदेवा सुभद्रा माँ जय सुदर्शन। जय गोपाल देव प्रभु गोपाल देव। Gopal Dev Jaya Gopal Dev. Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai. Patita Pavana Gauranitai. Jai Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Jai Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada. Jai Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Sripad, 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 Guru. जय गुरु महाराज श्री श्रीपाद की जय, जगत गुरु श्री प्रभुपाद की जय, ग्रंथराज श्री भागवतम की जय, बीए भक्तवृंद की जय, संवेद गौर भक्तवृंद की जय, साधु प्रेमानंदी. So we are continuing Bhagavatam Seva. This is reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, first chapter, verse number 37 by His Divine Grace. A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Jagat Guru Prabhupada ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udhirayet. Nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishaki. So this is verse number 37. I'll repeat it 3 times and then somebody can read. Sri Vasudeva Uvacha. Sri Vasudeva Uvacha. Shlagniya Guna Surair. Shlagniya Guna Surair. Bhavan Bhoja Yashakara. Bhavan Bhoja Yashakara. Sakatam Bhaginim Hanyat. Sakatam Bhaginim Hanyat. Striyam Udvaha Parvani. Striyam Udvaha Parvani. Sri Vasudeva Vacha. Shlagniya Guna Shurair. Bhavan Bhoja Yashaskara. Sakatam Bhaginim Hanyat. Striyam Udvaha Parvani. Shri Vasudeva Uvacha. Shlagniya Guna Shurair. Bhavan Bhoja Yashaskara. Sakatam Bhaginim Hanyat. Striyam Udvaha Parvani. If somebody can read.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Sri Vasudeva Vacha Slaganya Gunasurair Bhavan Bhojaya Yashkara Sakatam Bhaginim Hanyat Striyam Udvaha Parvani.
Okay, we can continue. Translation purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. The translation. Vasudev said, "My dear brother-in-law, Kansa, you are the pride of your family, the Bhoja dynasty, and great heroes praise your qualities. How could such a qualified person as you kill a woman, your own sister, especially on the occasion of the marriage?" Purport by Prabhupada. According to Vedic principles, a Brahmana, an old man, a woman, a child, or a cow cannot be killed under any circumstances. Vasudev stressed that Devaki was not only a woman, but a member of Kansa's family. Because she was now married to Vasudeva, she was a parastri, another man's wife. And if such a woman were killed, not only would Kansa be implicated in sinful activities, but his reputation as a king of the Bhoja dynasty would be damaged. Thus, Vasudeva tried in many ways to convince Kansa in order to stop him from killing Devaki. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। मूकं करोति वाचालं भङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दं माधवं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यमीश्वरम् नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति स्वरूपदामोदर स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमः सद्भक्तमनये मणिपुरोद्भवाय च प्रभुपादलसद्वाणी प्रचारनिरताय ते नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्देशतारिणे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुर्भ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे नाम संकीर्तनम यस्य सर्वपापप्रणाशनम प्रणामो दुःखशमनस्तं नमामि हरिं परम् संसार सागरे मग्नं दीनं मां करुणानिधि कर्मग्राह्य गृहीताङ्गं मामुद्धार भवार्णवान् श्रीमद्भागवतमाख्योऽयं प्रत्यक्ष कृष्ण एव हि स्वीकृतोऽसि मया नाथ मुख्यर्थं भवसागरे हरे नाम हरेर्नामैव केवलम् हलौ नास्तेव गतिरन्यथा नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषये नमः वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुं श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितं स्वयं। So we are continuing how prior to Lord Krishna's appearance, his father and mother, just after marriage, his uncle Kansa is taking Lord Krishna's mother Devaki on the chariot because he is very happy my sister is getting married, and along with the brother-in-law Vasudeva, Kansa he is taking both of them in the chariot, and then all of a sudden, out of the blue, from the sky, an ominous voice says, "You fool, you rascal! You don't know that this girl whom you are taking like this, your own sister, her eighth son, her eighth Garbha, the eighth child, will kill you." So Kansa immediately he gives up the reins, and then he grabs his sister's hair, and then he is about to cut her neck off. Just like that, twinkling of the eye, without even verifying whether this is possible or not. Maybe, we can wait till the eighth child comes. Nothing. Immediately, this person is trying to kill his own sister. So she is already married, actually. No, Devaki. So her husband, Vasudev, he steps in because he's a man who knows the religious principles. Krishna doesn't choose ordinary people as his mother and father. They must have done so many years of austerities before the Supreme Lord can actually manifest as their child. And we can see how there's Sudapa and Krishna, Kashyap and Aditi, and now this is the third time that the Lord is appearing as in the womb of Devaki. So Vasudev Devaki, this is the third time the Lord is come. Because earlier they had prayed that we need one child who is like you. But the Lord said, nobody can be like me. There is nobody equal to me or nobody above me. So there can be nobody comparable to me. So I myself will become your child. And because you have done so much austerities, 3 lifetimes I will come as your child. This is how the Lord says. So this is the third time that Lord Krishna is appearing. And we see here how his mother is supposed to be, his mother is, being attacked by her own brother just on the auspicious time of her marriage. And even before she could, complete the marriage nuptials, before she could conceive a child. This is a situation. So Vasudev is stepping in and he's trying to stop. He just found one beautiful wife, and then the brother is coming immediately to kill him. It's like a kind of anti-climax. So Vasudev is saying, my dear brother-in-law, Kansa, you are such a pride of the family, you are such a great person. The whole Bhoja dynasty is on your shoulders. And all great heroes also are praising you. So, before you say something, generally the tendency is you please them. And you please them in a very nice, genuine way, falling at their feet like that. This is also how our Prabhupada used to say, you preach to the scientists like that. You go glorify them to high heaven. You tell them, oh, you're so amazing, you're so wonderful, you have done such extensive studies, you have such advanced knowledge, So, we are like ignorant person. You present yourself like you don't know anything, and then you glorify that person. So when naturally people like to hear their own praise. The Lord himself, he loves that when he is praised by his pure devotees, the Lord loves it. So what to speak about us? If somebody is flattering us, so naturally we will be captivated. At least we'll give a ear to that person. What is he trying to say? Why is he praising me so much? So then, same way, you praise them, and then after praising, the system is you tell them that okay, whatever you have learned is fine, but you please give up all this and you try to understand the subject matter that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is speaking about. This is how Prabhupada used to say that you preach to the big scientists. That so all these nice things are there, but you try to listen to this message. The spiritual science is science of Krishna consciousness. So here also, before presenting something, Vasudev is going through all the formalities by praising Kansa, saying you're the pride of the family, big heroes are praising you, you're fully qualified. But how could such a qualified person like you kill a woman who is your own sister, and especially on the auspicious occasion of the marriage? So 3 valid points. So Prabhupada is writing according to the Vedic principles. This Brahmana, somebody who is dedicated his life to understanding the Supreme Brahman, like in a BI, we have this Atato Brahma Jigyasa. So this word Brahman actually means Brihanatvat iti Brahman. What does Brihatvat mean? Something which is great. Like we say Brihat Mridanga. Great. What is very great, unimaginably great. And Brihanatvat, by its association, you also become very great. Iti Brahman. That is Brahman. So you should inquire about this topmost or the highest principle in your life. What is it? Or what is that person? Or whatever is that quality that you need to develop. So this is what the human form is meant for. So he is saying that how could such a qualified person like you kill a woman, your own sister, especially on the occasion of the marriage? So according to the Vedic principles, a person who is dharmavid, who knows the Shastras, who knows about what real religious principles are, dharma is, that person shouldn't kill a Brahmana because a Brahmana is engaged in understanding Brahman. He shouldn't kill an old man who is helpless He's already beaten up by old age, and then you're going to try and harass such a person is inconceivable. Even a normal human being would not do that. They take pity. You see, there are these old dogs lying on the street. The other dogs, don't go and harass them. Usually they don't do that. So if you see an elderly person and you're trying to cause trouble for that old man, this is something very, very terrible. It is not something humane at all. So what to speak about killing a person, such an old person? So you don't kill a Brahmana, you don't kill an old man, you don't kill a woman because woman is Abala. They generally say she's the weaker sex, but not weaker in terms of mental fortitude, but in terms of physical constitution. So the ladies, naturally, they are born weak. That's why she needs protection always. And then we have a child, an innocent child, and finally a cow. So the cow, Gomata, she is the most beneficial living entity among all the other living entities. The cows, they have this kind of advanced system that when the owner who's taking care, he has some kind of disease, if you leave the cow for grazing, she will go and eat those specific herbs that can produce milk, and she will produce milk. And that milk, it will have the components that can cure this owner's disease. That's why all the demigods, they reside in the cow. And even the Lord, he is glorified. Namo Brahmanya Devaya, but Go Brahmanya Hitayacha. First is go, first is the cow, and then other Brahmanas. Because without the cow, these Brahmanas, they cannot do any ritualistic ceremonies. They need all the milk, they need the ghee, this clarified butter, everything is required actually. So they're very much dependent on the cow, and such a valuable animal, which is to be worshipped. If it is being killed, it is written, it cannot be killed under any circumstances. And by mistake, if somebody is killing, the punishment, it is written that as many hairs as are on the body of the cow, that many lifetimes they have to spend in the hellish planets. So this unbelievable thing. Simply kill a cow and you languish in hellish planets for so many millions of years. So Vasudev, he is Dharmavid. He knows what is Dharma. So he is stressing that first thing, she is a woman. So women are not meant to be killed. Okay, you can, sometimes you can slap them, or sometimes you can tell them some harsh thing to control them, or you can flatter them to control them, but you don't kill a woman. This is not what is what a person who knows tattva, who knows dharma, he will do. So she's stressing, first thing, she is woman. Then he's saying, she's a member of your family. She's your own sister. You have been raised with her from childhood. And third thing, he's implying, we just got married now and you're trying to kill my wife. What kind of person are you? So these three things. And he's saying, what is the consequence of that? Again, he's saying that first thing, Kansa will be implicated in sinful activities. You're doing, pap, mahapap, by killing. And she's Parastri. She's my wife now. She's no more your sister, even if you don't consider her your sister. Still, killing another's wife also is tantamount to sin. And third thing, you are the king of Bhoja dynasty. You have such a good reputation. All the heroes are singing your glories. But then if you do something like this, killing your own sister on the time of marriage, your reputation will be damaged. So why not to kill? He is giving three reasons. Your woman, own sister, and the occasion, auspicious occasion of a marriage. She just got married. And then what is the thing? What is the consequence if you do this? You will be implicated in sinful activities for killing a woman and your own sister, your blood relation, you're killing. So your reputation will be spoiled. So the same way, Arjuna is giving so many excuses, right? Because he doesn't want to fight. He don't want to kill his own relatives in the Mahabharata. So he's giving so many reasons. Krishna, this is very sinful. They are elders. They are my relatives. Better let them take away all the thing. I will go become a Babaji in some forest, like this. And then the ladies and all, the husbands are lost. So the progeny will be contaminated. They will be Varna Shankara. Like this, Arjuna is presenting so many excuses. So same way here, but there Arjuna is declining to do his duty. But here Vasudeva is, in order to perform his duty, he is doing all this. Because it's a husband's duty to protect his wife. When they go around the Vivaha Yajna, around that fire, They go around 7 times. The cloth knotted together, and they say, with Agni Sakshi, with Bhagavan Sakshi, with all the people Sakshi here, the earth and all the elements Sakshi, we are going around as husband and wife, and we pray to stay together for 7 lifetimes. This is what they do. But in 7 years, they will separate. Some people even in 7 months, and some even in 7 days. This is Kali Yuga Lakshmi. Because so much intolerance is there, but you can see these qualities, these demonic qualities already manifest there during Dwapar Yuga. What to speak about Kali Yuga now? So he is trying, Vasudev is trying in so many ways to stop that. So in a lecture in the Bhagavatam, in the first canto, 7th chapter, verse number 36 and 37, in Vrindavan, Prabhupada is talking about this particular verse. What happens is that Ashwatthama is killing the sons of Draupadi, all the 5 children. And then he is trying to kill the one last surviving thing of the Kuru Vamsha, this Parikshit Maharaj, who's in the womb of his mother Uttara. So somehow the Lord protects, and both Arjuna and Krishna are chasing Ashwatthama. They tie him up like an animal, and they come and they put. So at that time, Draupadi, she's pleading on their behalf. And the Lord also wants to test what Arjuna is about to do, because earlier he said, I will not kill my relatives. But now this is his Guru's only son, and he was a cause of death of the Guru. So whether he will perform his duty or not, Krishna wanted to test Arjuna. So he is telling him, you should kill that fellow. He has already killed so many children, and now he is trying to destroy one innocent baby within the womb. You should kill this rascal. So in that particular pastime, there is this particular sloka which is being mentioned, that Mattam Pramattam Unmattam Suptam Balam Striyam Jadam Prapannam Viratam Beetam Na Ripum Hanti Dharma. So this is a sloka. So according to the translation by Prabhupada, he said, a person who knows the principles of religion, Dharmavid, like we say, person who is understood Bhagavan, Atmavid means a person who has understood the science of the Atma. Same way, the person who knows what is Dharma, what is the religious principles, that person, he does not kill such an enemy who is, Mattam means who is careless. Pramattam means he is like intoxicated. Then Unmattam means he is completely crazy, totally cuckoo in the head. And then Suptam means sleeping, a person who is sleeping. Balam means a young boy, small kid. Striyam means lady. Jadam means a person who is very like a foolish creature. There are some children who are born like that. In South India, they call them, there's a Tamil word for that. They say manga madayan. Manga madayan means the head is like a mango and there is nothing inside. It's like there is just one big stone. So this is what they call these children. They're mentally handicapped. It is very harsh to speak like that, but they practically cannot do anything. So these kind of foolish people, then it is said, Prapannam. Prapannam means one who surrendered. Viratam, without a rath, so without a chariot, that person, and Beetam. Beetam means afraid. So all these people should not be killed actually. This is a Shastric injunction. And those who are Kshatriyas, the Kshatriya fight, it is not an ordinary fight. They don't fight like cats and dogs. So the cats and dogs also, they fight, but the Kshatriyas who are fighting, they are usually doing it under the guidance of the Supreme Personality. So it is not the same like ordinary fight. So mostly in the Western countries, they do not know these things. They think fight means cat and dog. Like somehow you have to win, you have to get whatever you need. You have to achieve that. So therefore the question sometimes it appears, why is the Lord inducing Arjuna to fight? They ask. What kind of God is it that he is asking, his devotee, his friend to fight? Though they do not know that fight has to be there. There will be fight, but the fight has to be on the principle of religion, based on the principles of religion. That is real fight. Otherwise, simply fighting whimsically like, cats and dogs, there is no purpose to that. There is no real meaning to that. So, but when you're fighting on the basis of religious principles, then there are different rules and regulations. So one has to observe these rules and regulations. Like suppose you're going to strike at the enemy, you don't hit below the belt, below the waist. You don't go there. So you can strike the enemy from above, from the head to the waist, but below that you cannot do that. You cannot chop off his thighs, or you cannot cut his legs or things like that. It's supposed to be illegal. That is not a fair fight. Similarly, when the enemy is like this, mattam, pramattam, unmattam, he's careless, he's intoxicated, he's completely crazy. So all these things means he is very inattentive. Then, so it is mentioned that if a person by chance is inattentive, and sometimes he does something wrong, but then he should not be considered an enemy and he should not be killed because he is careless. You can chastise him, but you should not kill that person. So even if that person is your enemy, still you should not be killed. This is what is mentioned. That's why they say ahimsa paramo dharma. This is what Lord Buddha came to preach. He is also an avatar of the Lord, a very intelligent avatar of the Lord. So similarly, like that, pramatta means constitutionally he is not mad, but by some external influence, he becomes mad-like because he is drunk or he has taken some drugs or something like that. So mattam pramattam unmattam suktam balam striyam jadam prapannam viratam beetam na ripum hanti dharma. Person who knows the principles of religion, we should not kill such kind of people. So Prabhupada is further in that lecture, Prabhupada is saying, one who is actually attached to Krishna, they follow the rules and regulations. So that person, he will not have any attachment to this material world. But other people, Prabhupada is saying, other than the devotees of the Lord, these jnanis, the so-called yogis and the karmis, they do not want this attachment towards Krishna, but they want more and more attachment to the material world. So Prabhupada is writing very nicely that because of this attachment to the material world, people like Kansa, they will do anything and everything, like killing their own sister on the auspicious time of marriage. So this is a demoniac quality. I remember Guru Maharaj when we went to Manipur. So just before the new millennium, Maharaj was telling us, all of us, there were 108 brahmacharis there. They are all come from Odisha so that they could help with the Manipur ISKCON temple. And Maharaj was saying that you should all read the 16th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. And if you read the 16th chapter daily, you will understand how far your divine qualities are, you're acquiring more and more divine qualities, and how far your demoniac qualities are going down. And so that way you can assess how far you are advancing in spiritual life. So Guru Maharaj used to say that. So we are, by Maharaj's mercy, somehow so far we are able to do that. And it is a fact. The more you chant these verses, the more you will understand, how far you are actually making progress in spiritual qualities and how far you are regressing, going back down to your original contaminated state. You can understand this. So in that particular chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, it is mentioned, the divine qualities are mentioned. Abhayam, Sattva Samshuddhi, Jnana Yoga Vyavasthiti, and Dhanam Damasya Yajnasya, Swadhyayas Tapa Arjavam, Ahimsa Satyam Akrodas, Tyagaha Shanti Rapeshwanam, Daya Bhuteshwaloluptvam, Mardavam Hri Rachapana, Tejaha Kshama Dhriti Saucham, Shama, forgiveness, Dhriti, fortitude, Saucham, cleanliness, Adroho Nati Manita. You don't take anybody as your enemy. Always try to maintain friendly relationship. Adroho. You don't do any droha. Na Ati Manita. Bhavanti Sampadam Devin. These are all the divine things. Then Krishna is listing the demoniac qualities. Dambo Darpo Bhimanascha. Krodha Parishyam Evacha. Agyanam Cha Vijatasya Partha Sampadam Asuri. So he is describing how these people, they are very easily, they become angered. So it's a demoniac quality actually. Simply because of getting angry over some very trifle thing, they lose so many years of tapasya, this tapabalam they call that, they lose. Like you see, Vishwamitra Muni, he was so upset with Vasishtha Muni, he would do so much tapasya, he wants to promote himself to the Brahma Rishi stage, But every time he'll do tapasya, that passionate nature will creep in, and he will go and he will curse somebody. He gets into some kind of fits of anger, and he will immediately go curse, and he will lose all the power of this austerity. Then again he'll become little sober, he'll go back, and again he will start doing tapasya. So simply, if we can control your anger like this, here he is angry, actually. Kamsa, how dare her child kill me? But let me kill her itself so that there is no more child. See, this is demoniac quality. A sober person, he will think, okay, this is Krishna's arrangement, what can I do? You see how Parikshit Maharaj is reacting. He's been cursed by this boy that he will die in 7 days, but rather than counter curse him, which he had full capacity to do, Parikshit Maharaj rather, okay, he took this opportunity. Okay, I can be free from all my material attachments. He's just wearing a coffin, he's renouncing everything. He's going to the banks of the Ganges and he's begging everybody, please enlighten me. What is my duty now? At the time of death, what should I do? So you see how a demoniac quality person reacts and how a divine quality person. So it is mentioned that in Kali Yuga, the other yugas, like in Satya Yuga, the demons and the devatas, they used to live in different planets. But in Treta Yuga, they live in the same city. In Dwapar Yuga, they would live in the same house. But in Kali Yuga, they live in the same body. So inside everybody's body, you have this divine quality and the demoniac quality, both of them. Once in a while, they keep rearing the head. So they say, you want to feel the good dog or you want to feel the bad dog? What kind of dog you want to feel? So if you're simply increasing these demoniac qualities, it's like increasing the material fever, you will just perpetually continue your life and death cycle. But if you are somehow endeavoring to feed the spiritual qualities, then you can be liberated and you can achieve the spiritual destination, which is our final goal, or the mission of human. So we see how Vasudeva is somehow trying to convince Kansa that please don't do this. And then later on, we will see how he makes a promise. And a devotee's promise, because Kansa, although he is so crazy, so demoniac, still he accepts that this person, he will keep his word. So that's why he somehow, that immediate danger, Vasudeva is able to extract his wife from him. So we can appreciate how he is performing his duty as a husband, just immediately during the marriage. Just now the marriage is completed and then he has to face such a situation. But, as a proper husband, he is immediately trying to protect his wife. So this is such a saintly quality in a person. Because the saints, they think, other people, they are not able to give up their qualities, their bad qualities. So why should I give up my good qualities? So he always remains good. This is a saintly person's nature. So he never deviates from that position. Although he said, what is that? Tiraskrita vipralabda shabda shipta hata api na tasya pratikurvanti madbhakta prabhavo api. Krishna is saying, my devotees are so powerful, but still, even if they are beaten up, they are cursed, they are killed, na tasya pratikurvanti. They don't react, they don't retaliate, they don't do that. So this is the beauty of devotees. They're always calm and sober because they know this material world is a temporary thing and one day they have to die. So better die in proper consciousness. Why we should, develop some kind of enmity, some kind of anger against others, and why whatever comes by the grace of the Lord, we just take it that okay, this is a simplified version. We deserve something bigger, bigger punishment, but we are let off with a very small punishment. So gracefully, we should be in that frame of mind to accept that. So once you do this, you see your spiritual life will become very fast. But you get into all these petty things in material world, then your life will go on here. You'll have to do more petty things, and life goes on. It's like you say one lie, to cover up that one lie, you have to carry on so many lies. There is no end to it. It's the same thing like that. One little quality, if we can tolerate it, it will be so nice, but it just carries on and on. So we can learn these things from this particular verse. So thank you very much. I think I'll conclude here. Thank you for your patient listening. Any questions, suggestions, or comments? Yes.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu, for the class. Yeah, please come forward for questions.
And that verse is so nice. It is said, Swapranan ya parapranai prapushnati agrina kala tat vadas tasya hi shreyo yat dosha adyati adhapuman. Said, such a fallen person who is maintaining his life at the expense of others and who is trying to kill others, is better to kill such a person. That matam pramatam unmatam, right? These people should not be killed, but if these people are being killed and the person who is killing it is in such a low class person, it's better to kill that person so that he will be relieved from his sinful activities. Tasya vadas hi shreyo. It is most beneficial if you kill such type of personalities. So, yeah.
Hare
Let's-
Prabhu,
Good.
Vasudev was also King Vasudev was also he was a king, right?
Yeah.
So why not he confronted, like, why he was born, like, readily accepted to being imprisoned?
Why he
Yeah,
was pleading to Kansa? He could have fought with him, you say.
yeah, fought, but why he get prisoned? Like, it is okay, Leela of Krishna, but why he's readily accepting to get prisoned with Mata Devaki? Like, his army man can come and then something like that.
See, he's in their place, right? Marriage is going on. Probably he didn't bring all his army or anything. But generally, a person who's intelligent, now, if with few words you can solve the situation, you don't have to get into fist fights. You understand? If you could speak and placate that person, fine. But if that doesn't work up, then you have to take the danda. Well, that rules are there, right? Sama, Beda, Mana, and Danda. Sama means you try to somehow level up and talk to that person and calm things down, make him peaceful. Beda means you create some differences, some opposing party, and ask them to attack. You don't dirty your hands. Then Mana means you give that person some respect and give some lot of gifts and other things. But none of it works out. Last week, Danda, you have to take up the rod and beat that person. There is no other option. So he was trying the first one. Because all the others thing, Kansa was very powerful actually. Big demons were under his control. Even the demigods, they were very afraid of him actually. That's how powerful he was. So he's not an ordinary person. And Vasudeva was being smart, that's all. And in front of his wife, if he's going to fight with the brother, you just imagine how it would be. Okay, that fellow is a rascal, but if he is going to do it just before the marriage, the whole thing will become inauspicious. So that's why he's pleading. He's being a gentleman, actually. He's being a very sober, saintly person. Only saintly people, they can think like this also. The other persons will immediately, they will react. He caught his wife's hair, he will go catch that fellow's hair and there'll be a big fight. And the two all on the Rath. So it won't look nice. They are supposed to be kings, no? One is a king of this country, one is a king of Vishnu, this other country. So two kings are fighting, in front of a lady on the marriage ceremony. How does it look? Kansa is blinded by rage. He is very angry and he is upset. My life is going to go. But what about him, no? Vasudev. So he knows the scenario. So he is calming him down. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhu.
I remember my mother, she was saying when I joined like full time in the temple, she was saying, you people, you are simply going and begging. A devotee's life is like that, but we are international beggars. So, but we are doing it for the service of the Lord. Like a sannyasi also, he goes to the householder's house and he begs, but he is begging for their benefit. So my mother was kind of saying that you people, you are begging and, don't you have any shame? Why don't you do some work and, earn your money or something like that, she was. It's the same way as a Kshatriya, why does he have to plead? He is also a warrior, so he can fight with the opposing party and vanquish that guy, or it's better to die in battle. Why you should beg and plead like a very common person? This is the thing, when you're a devotee, these things, they don't matter. You want to achieve this purpose. The purpose is how to solve the thing as soon as possible in the most simple and efficient. Like we say, eloquence. When somebody is speaking, they say the truth, but they say it very concisely and a very easily understandable way. That is eloquence. Not that you quote so many scriptures and then finally you don't know where you started and where you're ending. To be eloquent means like that. So Vasudev, he is being very expert. Daksha. This is one of the qualities of devotees, pure devotees. They're very expert. So in that situation, by his political knowledge and whatever spiritual qualities he has understood. I cannot fight it, I cannot do the other things, but this is the best way. And devotee also, he understands for everything in life, we have to beg to somebody. You actually see our position is like that because we are dependent species. We are simply born to be servants actually. But instead of begging everybody, why don't beg the devotees of the Lord? Why don't beg the Lord himself? That is how do you say? That is a perfection of begging. But yes, if you can contribute something, that would be always better because the hand that gives is always superior. The hand which receives, it is always lower. Yeah.
Yeah, any other questions? Yes, I'm Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Are you able to hear me, bro?
Yeah, bro.
Okay.
You always ask this question. I
I
was
was in
waiting.
traveling in the bus. So, the
Okay.
question is that in this purport is written that a woman, old man, child, cow, they shouldn't be killed. A Brahmana. So,
Yeah.
in this Mahabharata story, we see that Ashwatthama was forgiven.
So why they didn't kill him? Yeah,
He knew
see,
that
the thing.
Brahmana shouldn't kill.
Yeah.
So he was punished. He was not killed, but he was punished.
He was punished means he was disrespected. And for a person who is respected, disrespect is worse than death actually. He had this money, that very money which gave him a lot of power, that was taken away. And then, his hair was cut off in so many places. And then, they completely stripped him of practically everything and then they threw him out. And Krishna also cursed him that you will wander around like this for so many years with a very afflicted body. So Ashwatthama is still there. He's still there. They say sometimes in the Himalayas, they see with this big, huge figure, they call him a 80 or 80, whatever they call him, something, the abominable snowman or something like that. There is one huge figure. They also have a temple there somewhere in north side. I'm not sure. In the Himalayan border, bordering UP, there is a temple where they say this Ashwatthama, he comes and he lights a lamp and he prays to Shivji. Because Ashwatthama, Hanuman, they are all like Amsa of Shivji's actually. Ashwatthama comes there. So he was disrespected, and disrespected means worse than death. So that is why you cannot kill a Brahmana. That is also that Shastric injunction. And Draupadi was pleading actually, please don't kill him. And Krishna was saying, no, you kill this rascal. So you see, Arjuna had to consider all this, and eventually they cut his hair, they disrespected him, they took out the money, and Krishna cursed him. The Lord cursed him that he will become like that. For a Brahman, what is the worst thing that could happen? That the Lord himself is cursing you, right? And in front of everybody, he is disrespected like that. That is worse than that. Dying means immediately you go, your punishment is gone. But this kind of thing, you suffer unlimitedly actually for a very long time.
Yes, disrespected, he has to carry that blame on him throughout his life.
Like even in the prison, right? All of them are convicts, right? Everybody is inside the jail. And there is some person who does something really bad, like kill a child or small young girl or something like that. That person is targeted even by the jail people. those who are within the prison, even those people, they target this guy. Even for them, this kind of atrocities is unbearable like that. I don't know this kind. If you have heard about things like this, so this is something like that. This person is a child killer. Like this, they will always. He will have that tag attached to him. So it becomes very difficult for him, and all his power is gone.
Thank
Right?
you, Prabhu.
Yeah. Yes.
Thank you, Prabhu.
And that's why after this slok is said, the immediate next slok it is said, a cruel and wretched person who maintains his existence at the cost of others' lives, such a person, he deserves to be killed for his own well-being. Why? Otherwise, he will go down by his own actions. So it's better to kill that person. Such person, they deserve to be killed actually. Yeah. Now, Govinda, there are no more questions. We can wind up.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Jai Guru Maharaj, Srila Sripad ki jai. Jagat Guru, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Granth Raj, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. B.A. Bhaktivedanta ki jai. Samved Gaur Bhaktivedanta. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. His Grace Mother Prabhu ki jai ho. Thank
Jai
you
Guru
all.
Maharaj ki jai.
Senior Vaishnavas Maharajas. Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam.